How often do you call people in the car? I actually don't do it that often, but we are doing it today. Today's drive time is a special conversation with someone who has known me my entire life. Today, we are going to have our second guest on the podcast. We're going to interview my sister, Jennifer Bearden. Besides also being a huge podcast lover, she is also an educator of a family of educators, and I don't want to take too much of her thunder there. But Jennifer Bearden, thanks for riding shotgun on this drive, and welcome to the pod.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Hello.
Thank you for agreeing to this. I know that it's going to cost me some family collateral or something to get this done. All right, so teaching and your story of teaching is deeply personable for like all of us. So this episode's probably going to be maybe the longest one we've ever recorded. Yeah. So just to let you know that now, if you want to duck out and just catch the clips of this later or fast forward or something, this will be a longer one, but I think will probably be the greatest one ever. This might be 40 also. This may be number 40. It's either 39 or 40. If it's not 40, I might just have to do another one so you can be number 40 and make this...
well, thanks for not saying why it's going to be really long. I appreciate that.
All right, so to get Jen warmed up, we're gonna do some would you rather kind of rapid fire questions, and then we're gonna get into the real questions of the podcast. Jen, are you ready?
I guess. Okay. I'm scared, but go ahead.
All right, I wrote this question and then realized that you might even just want to go for an other on this, so you can go for an other if you like. But the first question is Coke or Pepsi?
Oh, well, I don't drink either anymore, but the answer would have been Diet Coke before.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I cut it out fully in 2017. So I don't drink soda at all.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
No soda at all now?
Thanks. Nope.
Wow.
Just coffee and water.
All right.
It's just as bad. It's just a different vice. That's all.
All right. Perhaps related to that last statement you made, cookie or cake?
Oh, the answer is funny, but it's cake.
Say more.
funny because of the fact that I make a lot of cookies.
In
my life?
What makes you prefer? So you prefer to eat cake, I guess.
Yes.
Any particular reason?
And no, I don't think so. Except it's like the most bland ever as well. Like yellow cake with vanilla icing is my favorite.
Sounds great. All right, ready for the next one?
Sure.
Okay. This one might get me in the most trouble. Who is the favorite child?
Did you ask already knowing the answer? Because it's you.
I knew what your answer would be. Yeah.
Is that why you asked?
Yes.
Yes, it's you. It's you for sure.
Welcome to our family therapy session. All right. And
I love it.
The final rapid fire question. What are you streaming right now?
Oh my gosh, this is hard because I don't watch a ton of TV. You mentioned I like podcasts. I listen to things a lot more than I watch. But I just recently got back into the most recent season of Sister Wives, actually, on TLC. I've been there since the beginning, and I can't take my eyes away, I guess.
So would you call this a guilty pleasure of yours?
It is for sure.
Is it your guiltiest of pleasures?
Yes, I'm super innocent in every other way.
Yes. Are there guilty pleasure podcasts you have also?
Oh,
Or are those all deeply serious?
No, I listen to, well, actually, yeah. I mean, everything I listen to is politics or it's true crime. But some of those. Oh wait, no. I listened. No, here I just found it. No, I listen to lots of podcasts about cults.
Colts. Ah,
Yes, like everyone there is, because once you listen to a podcast, they
it
suggest all the
suggests
rest
more.
that you might like.
Would
Yeah.
that
So,
be in the would those cult podcasts be in the genre of conspiracy theory podcast, or is that kind of tangent to those?
no, there's both of those things.
Okay.
Um, most of them are like information about them or survivors, like interviews with
Oh, okay.
survivors of cults,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Okay. I've seen some documentaries
Wow,
like
what did
that.
I just? Hope you're still listening.
All
Hope you're
right.
still listening, friends. Like,
Uh,
it's like, who is this
fa-
girl? Okay.
favorite cult podcast? No, you don't have to do that
Oh
one.
my gosh.
All right.
No, I don't. They're all great.
They're all great. All right. Uh, that's funny.
Oh
Okay.
man.
All right. So, as I mentioned, you
Woo.
are an educator, as myself. Oh, I didn't do the typical. I didn't do the typical intro. I'm gonna have to edit that in. About me
Oh.
being an educator, also.
Oh, you're right. You didn't.
Man,
Yeah.
Jen. Besides you being an educator, you might be the largest fan of Drive Time Diaries. You definitely give the
Oh.
most feedback, constructive, um, and critical. But probably like in the best way that you would like teach a third grader to do it also. So
Oh. Thanks.
so thank you for
I
listening.
mean it very nicely.
I know you do. And
You're welcome.
it always probably our mother gives the second most amount of feedback. But
Yes.
like
Hers is probably all positive.
it's
I
always
love you. I
it's
love
always
it.
like
I
a
love it.
question or BSMG, which for those
Oh
people
yeah.
not in
Yes.
our family means big stupid mom grain. So she loves she's given that on a couple of them also. I think I published all of her Q&A responses, that if you're listening on Spotify you can go check those and see how much my mother loves me.
Oh, they're public. Oh, I always give you mine privately.
That's true, yeah, because you just text them.
Huh. I
I
said
actually
I
have
give
never
you
told
mine
her that. Hi,
privately.
Mom.
That's nice that she makes yours.
I know, but
Oh.
every time she does it on there, there's like a choice to publish them to the episode, and she's like the only one doing that,
Oh.
except for there's like 2 that my students have commented on, and so just so I can have them in there, I
Yeah.
hit publish. So I hope she's okay with that.
Oh. Got it.
All right, so that was a tangent.
Okay.
All right, so Jen, I just
Yeah.
wanted to, I gave you lots of options on what to talk about when I was initially coercing you to do this, and so we're going to talk about your story as an educator. So, in as long of a conversation you want to have, how did you get into teaching? What did that look like?
So I had the most wonderful first grade teacher. Her name was Mrs. LeGrand. And she is literally the reason I do what I do today. So I've been a teacher since I was 6 years old. In some way or another. And so really I guess when you say how did I get into it, that's what I've always been. And I don't know if that answer makes sense,
Wow.
but it's always what I've done. Like every decision, I guess, along the way has been with that end in mind. So,
Wow.
high school choices as far as classes go, or like things to learn, or, VBS help, vacation Bible school. Sorry if you don't know. My job, jobs along the way before that were always, how can I, be with kids? I was a babysitter, like just all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was about her. She just was amazing. I can't remember the 6-year-old version of what that was, but she was great
Mrs.
at it. And
LeGrand.
so I guess I saw myself doing the same thing, and it has never changed.
Wow. You said her name was Mrs. LeGrand?
Yes.
Was that
I
of
would tell
Hawthorne?
you what I think her first. Yes, yes, yes. I would tell you what her first name is, but I don't want to get it wrong. I think I know what it is, but I haven't. I
Do
keep
you?
looking for her. Like, it would be great to like
Yeah.
find her.
So was she
Um,
younger way back then? Like she might still be alive.
was she? I I don't know. I mean, she was younger. Not. I mean, like our age. Are we young? I don't know. You're younger than
Uh,
me. I don't know. I think she
uh,
was like a mom age.
I don't
She
want to
wasn't
answer
an
that
old lady
question.
or anything.
Um, well, we should try to find
So
Miss LeGrand and like send this to her, and it'll like change her life, I guess. Um,
I hope so.
remember Jenny Baker?
Yes.
And she'll be like,
Yeah.
that was forever ago. No. Um,
Yeah, and everybody was named Jenny. So yeah, no. Which Jenny do you mean?
does that? I think that might be like the most um, hallmark characteristic of you being Gen X is that your name is Jenny. Is that
Yeah.
would that be true?
Yes.
Nothing.
Oh golly. Yeah.
Um, oh, okay. So one of you mentioned that all of the jobs you had worked towards teaching. So when you worked at Sbarro Pizzeria at the mall, um,
I knew you were gonna
how
say
do
that.
you put those skills into the classroom?
Hmm. Well, it's definitely that. There's a lot of like human resources, like personal, interaction kind of
There
things
you go.
that
There
I
you go.
practiced way back then that I'm sure I use now.
Sbarro. Man, I thought you were the coolest when you got that job at Sbarro.
Oh
I
golly.
think you maybe only got me free pizza like once, but
I don't even think I got free pizza. I'm not even sure I
you
could have
you
done that
probably
for
got
you.
to eat while you were working, right? In that standard whatever.
I don't know. I don't remember.
All right. Let's. Can we go on to the next question?
Sure, go
All
ahead.
right. So you told us how you got into teaching. You are. What year is this that you've been teaching?
23.
23.
Yep.
So besides the fact that you are like vested and tenured and the way our retirement works, why do you stay in teaching now?
Oh, I don't know how to do anything else. No, I'm just kidding. Um, I'm just kidding. No, I think I have always loved um, the feeling of helping someone get to a light bulb moment.
Mm,
Which educators would know about, just that when the smile that comes across your face when you finally figure something out.
mm-hmm.
I just love being a part of helping to facilitate that. Um, and I don't know. I mean, I feel like so much as teacher, I am a teacher. Like, so it's what I do. I also think it's who I am.
Mm,
Um, so I don't know. I don't, and then so I was kind of kidding when I said I don't know how to do anything else, but I really like, that's just who I am, I think, by nature. So
mm.
it just makes sense. It makes sense to me. I don't know that I would want to do anything else either. So
Yeah. Has anybody ever asked you the question, uh, if you could do any job besides teaching, what would you want to do? Has anyone ever asked you that?
no, you just now.
Just me. I have a friend who's asked me that before, and I feel the same way. Like I don't wake up and hate that I'm going to teach and wish that I was doing something else. So I don't really have an answer to that question of what else would I do because I'm doing what I want to do. And
Completely agree. Yeah.
sometimes there's parts about bureaucracy of public education or decisions that get made that are outside of our control that make it less fun. But at the end of the day, like,
Oh, right. Yeah.
wouldn't
No,
want to do
it's
anything
not the
else.
it's not the teaching part that's ever unenjoyable. It's all the
Right?
other things that you have to do.
Yes. Yes.
That aren't the teaching things.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Yeah.
All right. So what do you do to stay interested in the job. What got you geeked out about starting year 23 this year?
Well, anytime there's a new year is always, and that's again, I feel like I sound so cliche, but like there is always something about a new group of kids that is exciting. Just again, because it is. I started a new. I'm looping, so like I'm
Mm-hmm.
taking this group that I have to the next grade
Mm-hmm.
next year. So I'll have them for 2 years. So that's always an exciting way to start. I did a lot. Sorry, since science of reading is new to everyone.
Oh.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding because
Oh,
it's not new, but it's new. But it's new to me
okay.
because of Missouri is behind the ball anyway. So I'm doing a lot. Let me start over. I've been doing a lot of new learning
Mhm.
on the science of reading, that has changed a lot, added a lot. I'll say it that way to how I do literacy, and so. That has also been fun. Like, so I did like the first year of a, program last year, and I'm in the second year of it this year. So, um, that's new. That's fun to just see and improve my practice. So
So
all of that really. I mean, I don't. It's all good.
is science of reading like a curriculum philosophy or like literacy
So
philosophy, or tell me more about that?
well, yeah. So it has to do with just how you learn how to read and how the big controversy has to do with a certain, I don't know if I should name her, but a certain bigwig in literacy
Uh-huh.
who
LC.
writes
LC.
curriculum. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So she um and a lot of people, especially around here, including where I am, adopted her and have been long time, promoters and fans, which I still am in many ways because it's been missing. It's missing the science part of it that connects to how your brain works, and
Okay.
so like it does not include phonics. It doesn't include phonemic awareness, which has to do with hearing sounds and how that works. But the controversy is that the science of learning is not new. That's why I was kidding. It's been around. People have known about it for the whole time that this other program has been in existence.
Huh.
But the controversy is that she was supposedly ignoring it, if that makes sense. So, like,
Okay.
it's things I've never known for
Wow.
20 years,
Because
which
you
is the weird part of
so
it,
did you
So,
spent most of your career doing that other philosophy?
yes, yes.
Ah, okay.
And so it's hard because it's hard looking back now that I know what the missing piece was for a
Uh-huh.
lot of kids.
Uh-huh.
Like trying really hard not to live in the sadness of, ooh,
Oh, yeah.
man, if only I would have known. Do you know what I
Wow.
mean? I
Yeah.
think we can only do the best with what we have at the
Absolutely.
moment, right?
Yeah.
And I know I did that. I just wish for a lot of students I've had over the years that I would have known this when I knew them, if that makes sense. So,
Yeah.
um,
Would you
so
say that is science of reading, if we think about a pendulum, which is the way that a lot of education decisions work, um,
yeah,
I imagine that you probably learned to read in a classroom that was really phonics heavy, right?
absolutely, I did. Yep,
And
yes,
all right,
yeah,
so I could see myself if I had to been a reading teacher, um,
yeah.
like first of all, trying to be really super dedicated to this other person, that philosophy, that curriculum. Like there's a lot of things that like philosophically and pedagogically I would have bought into, and then
Oh,
like
yeah.
I would have like been an ambassador for it, and then I also would have thought, thinking about the good aspects of it, like man, I wish I could
Hmm.
have learned to read this way, and in some sense maybe think about the way that I read, uh, the way that I learned to read, um, that it was like the bad way, and I was so much enlightened now. Did you have any similar experience to that? Um,
Yeah, well, it was very much, there's been like that whole phonics versus whole language, like, like, battle the whole time I've been a teacher.
okay.
It's just, I happen to be in a place where and not that we called it whole language, because we have, again, pendulums. This pendulum has swung back and forth probably 5 times since I've been a
Wow.
teacher. So, okay, not really, but
You're
at least
seasoned.
3. I mean, I really do, like, now things are, sorry, that's a tangent I won't go down right now. Sorry.
Okay.
But really, like, we've added in some things, and we did get more towards balanced,
Okay.
what we would call balanced literacy. But now it's for real, I think, very specifically addressing the way your brain works, and a lot of things have to be explicitly taught.
Uh-huh.
I am absolutely on board. I'm a constructivist by nature. You can discover a lot of things,
Mhm.
but there are also lots of things that you will never get to.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
can't just figure out
Yeah.
things in certain areas, and reading is one of those places.
There you go.
Where you have to be explicit. So,
All right. Cool. What I was thinking about when I heard you talking about your professional learning was what people think about a lot about me. First of all, when they find out that I read a lot, then they ask me what kind of books that I read, and then like half of the reading that I do is like books about teaching or professional development books, and then
right.
they walk away in sadness that they can't relate to me because I'm a nerd. But I really enjoy that too.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
learning about my job, and I also have a hard time talking about my hobbies sometimes, because also one of my hobbies is
Reading?
teaching.
Oh.
Or well, teaching. Like, this is my life. I have 4 kids.
You are a nerd.
I hang out with them. I hang out with my wife.
Yeah.
I go to church, and then I teach. And so that's what I do.
Yeah.
When was that? Something happened actually this summer that I really was reflecting on. Like, dude, I need to get a stinking hobby to relate to people. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know how I did on that. I don't know how I did on that because I don't remember who I had that conversation with. But anyway, So professional learning is a thing I love to talk about, which is why I'm talking about teaching with you right now.
Yeah. I read. That's mostly if I read, which I actually haven't done since COVID. That sounds really terrible. You know what? Well, I had a plan.
COVID was just yesterday, so it's fine. It's not been that long, I think.
Everybody had a plan of like reading a million things during COVID, and I just couldn't.
Yeah.
Actually, something happened, and it never was a
Oh,
thing.
no. Oh,
That worked for me. I don't know since then. But if I do read, it's also
there you go.
teaching books. So I'm with you. I get it.
All right. So trying to have a work-life balance, like we just said, I don't. I know that you do some other things outside of the classroom also. So we talked about, what do you do to stay interested in your job? What do you do to stay interested in your life?
So this took me a really long time to get to, which is maybe where you are still, and you'll get here later.
There you
No,
go. There you go.
because I used to blog, because you're the one that made me start. I used to blog. I used to tweet way back when it was still called Twitter. I've done.
Oh,
I mean,
man,
I used to
no.
live on Twitter, and I tweeted and I blogged. I was doing all the things, to the detriment of my family. Which I was told later that all I do is work. And to me, it wasn't working because it was fun and it was writing, which is another thing I love to do. So I saw it as an like creative outlet, right? My family saw it as I was just always doing things that didn't involve them.
On a
If that makes
computer.
sense.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. Like I'm always working, which again is not what I thought, but that's it, it's fine. It's whatever it is. And so, so I do. Again, really, the 2 things that I do are I work and do school, which I don't consider work. It's love. I love it. But I also make sugar cookies.
Oh.
That I'm a baker, which is funny because that was my name. It's great.
There you go.
Yeah.
How often, when that was still your last name, how often did kids tease you and ask you if you like to bake? Was that
Well,
a daily occurrence, or?
I was always I have been married the whole time I've been a teacher, so none of
I
them.
mean,
No,
like when you were a child.
when I was a kid, I don't know
Yeah.
that anybody ever. I don't know. I don't remember anybody ever asking me, but maybe
Oh.
they did. And sorry, maybe they
Did
did, and
you
I just don't remember.
did you ever hear about the teasing I got in second grade with our last name?
No,
I got oh
tell
yeah,
me
this
more.
was roasted.
Oh.
I got podcast listeners also. I used to go by Chris,
Yeah.
which is half of my middle name, Christian.
Yeah.
But so this only makes sense if you know that. But I
Yes.
got Chris Breadhead.
Oh,
Uh,
what?
yeah, Chris Bakery Boy. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's terrible. What?
It's
Why on earth? Like, what
I
is
don't
wrong?
know.
Oh,
Eight
that's
year olds,
no.
8 year olds. I guess I don't know.
That's terrible. I had no. I feel no. That never happened to me.
Mm.
No one ever asked
Well,
me anything.
good for
I'm
you.
sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
Um. All right. So, you kind of just mentioned that you make sugar cookies like it's a little hobby that you have.
It
But podcast listeners, JennySue Bakeshop is an officially licensed LLC. Tell us more about your whole other life.
2018. You asked what I was streaming before. We
Uh-huh.
stream a lot of Food Network in our house. um,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
we did then. So when you watch enough of somebody doing something, like we all do on YouTube or whatever, or how you start to think, hey, I can do that too. And so for whatever reason, Christmas of 2018 made me decide I wanted to learn how to make decorated sugar cookies, like with royal icing and whatever.
Mm.
Because I had been watching a cookie, whatever, Christmas cookie challenge, I think it's called. And so that started, again, as a hobby actually that year. And it's funny to go back and look at pictures of it because they were horrible. Um, but so the first things that I made were rhinos. Um, that's what our dad likes,
Mm-hmm.
and and Texas Longhorns because also our parents have a large love
Yeah.
affair with Texas, and
Hook 'em
um,
horns. There we go.
woo! And so so I made sugar cookies for them for Christmas for a gift that year, which by the way is where the Sue comes from in my name. My
Okay.
business name because she was the first person I baked for. So
Uh-huh.
hence
Okay.
the Jenny. Jenny is me. Jenny Sue. Um,
All right.
so anyway, so it kind of was just a little deal. It was kind of just again just for fun and for friends and things. And then I got my first paid gig, I guess, in 2020 for a friend's wedding shower. And
Hmm.
so it kind of has just gone from there, and then became more and more official, and I've continued to learn as you do and gotten better, and thankfully I can look back on the old stuff fondly as it reminds me of where I've come from. So but yeah, so now it's like the other half of what I do, and so the work-life balance part has come in the fact that I've had to get really good at how to leave work at work, um,
Mm.
so that I can do the other work that I have, and then also be a mom and a wife and all the things
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to do at home. So yeah,
So,
it's the creative outlet that I need to kind of balance the stress and all that stuff too. So
balance stress, that's an important part there.
yes.
Um, right. So if we want to find you on the internet or order from you, what can we do for that?
Well, so I am on Instagram and Facebook at JennySue Bakeshop. Um, JennySueBakeshop at gmail.com is my email address.
Oh,
The
yes.
website the website is in the works. It'll be there like for the new year. So right now I'm just on socials. Um,
Okay.
but I'm there all the time. You can find
All
me,
right.
and there's.
We will link you in the show notes. That's what the podcasters say.
Woo! They do say that.
Um,
Yes, that's amazing.
do you have like a minimum order size for those or ideal size you like to fill?
So
If people are thinking about it.
the sweet spot is birthdays and like babies and weddings, like showers. The sweet spot is those like occasions. 2 dozen is amazing. 1 dozen is my minimum, and honestly, I will do anything that anybody wants. And I know that sounds really like I should be careful saying that on the internet. But really, part of the fun is the creating of it. And I do have a saying that, well, I say it 2 different ways. Is that every occasion is a cookie occasion. Um, because some of the ones I've done before have been crazy, like for things you would never think to celebrate, but people celebrate all kinds of things in their lives. Um,
Hmm.
and the other answer is, the answer to every question is sugar cookies. So yeah, but really, like babies' and birthdays are kind of my
Okay.
favorites. But I'll do anything
All right.
within reason.
Final question related to that.
Yes.
How many cookie/baking T-shirts do you currently own?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. I think the answer right now is only 10. Um,
Okay. Okay.
but there's always another one that I'm looking at. There's probably 2 or 3 holiday shirts right now that I don't have any holiday baking shirts, so I've seen a couple that just dropped for this fall,
Is,
this collection this year. So
so, my Instagram ads are often filled with various Christian T-shirt shops because
yes,
I've clicked on that once.
yes,
So, on your
yes.
Instagram, is it filled of baking T-shirts?
It is.
Would that
It
be a
is.
similar thing?
It is. But actually, a lot of the people I follow, because I only follow
Oh, sure,
businesses and
sure.
things, and 2 or 3 of them are ladies who used to be bakers, who
Ah,
now
okay.
make the
Just make
stuff for all
T-shirts.
of us to wear. Yes. So
That's
they've
funny.
changed it. Yeah. But so yes, but no, for sure.
Okay.
Because the other
Okay.
part of it is teaching shirts. That comes up a lot too. So
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
so
Probably a lot of
yeah.
the same thing.
Yes.
Or like crossover. All right.
Yeah.
So as you know, as a listener, a lot of times the episodes end when I hit the driveway, and I am now at home. So
Okay.
we gotta put a pin in this one. But thank you so much for talking to your brother on the phone, and for sharing your story and letting me put it on the internet. Any final words you want to say?
No, I do really feel honored because,
Yeah.
we do not talk as much as we could, but it's
Mhm.
always really good when we do. So I
That's
appreciate
right.
you.
That's
I
true.
appreciate you including me in this.
Mm.
I
It's
feel
been fun.
honored. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Well, that's this podcast. If you want to reach out to Jen, again, you can find her baking at, say it again,
JennySue
the
Bakeshop.
baking.
Oh,
All right.
sorry.
I spoke over it.
What?
How can we find you on Instagram or Twitter?
Yes, it's Instagram or Facebook, not Twitter.
Oh, do you not tweet
I,
anymore at all
I
on
do
the
not. I
X?
do not. No, I do not. No,
Okay.
I'm still
All right.
there. I have a presence there. Actually, I think
Okay.
even yes, but I do not. I'm not there very
All
often.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can find you at JennySue Bakeshop on the Instagram.
Yep.
And you can find me again on the X. I'm still there at Chuck C. Baker, or on Instagram at Drive Time Diary or Mr. C. Baker for Math. And Jen, I hope that you send me your feedback on this episode, just like you always do, via text. And I'll be looking for that. And thank you, everyone, for joining me on this drive, riding shotgun. And we'll see you on the next drive.